We've argued forever about whether Marvel or DC Comics have the strongest heroes. Well, now let's put them to the test. Here are a few incredible matchups between Marvel and DC heroes, and we'll see who comes out on top. Let's get started. Both Gamora and Martian Manhunter have a lot of things in common, but while Martian Manhunter may work for the police force, Gamora has been known to evade it. Both have significant abilities that would ultimately assist them in battle, and while Gamora is strong and resourceful, I don't think that would be enough to overcome Martian Manhunter's telepathic gifts. Gamora's dangerous, but I'm giving this to MM. Black Widow and Black Canary have extremely different backgrounds, but both are incredibly skilled fighters who continually prove their worth in epic battles. Both are also solid team players, with Black Widow fighting alongside the Avengers and Black Canary being a founding member of the original JLA. Black Widow has some sting, but they can't compete against the devastating Canary cry. Point to Black Canary. It's the battle of the shrinkers, Ant-Man versus the Atom. Both have incredible shrinking technology and have both journeyed into subatomic realms. Because Ant-Man took his design a step further and has a whole ant army with him, I'm going with Ant-Man in this matchup. But it should still be said, Ray Palmer has an incredibly inventive mind. Spider-Man versus Dr. Manhattan. Yeah, okay, this one's not very fair. I mean, they both experienced significant changes to their DNA and are both scientists, but it's unfair how big of an advantage Dr. Manhattan has here. Sorry, Spidey, you can quip all you want, and yes, Spidey is more resilient than most heroes, but Manhattan can see the past, present, and future basically simultaneously and can warp reality in seconds. Hopefully, it's painless for Peter. Both Steve Rogers and Hal Jordan were chosen for their respective roles due to the strength of their character. Steve was a good man and Jordan could overcome great fear. And while this would be an interesting fight, and Captain America does have superior morals, Green Lantern can create anything with his mind. Point to Green Lantern. Two rage-filled warriors have made a name for themselves over the years in their respective universes, meaning Hulk and Atrocitus, aka the leader of the Red Lanterns. Both of them are fueled by rage, which makes this an interesting matchup, but Atrocitus can spew as much rage as he wants. There's no way he's defeating Hulk. Hulk's power is basically limitless, and even though both get mad, I would always bet on Hulk anger more than anything else. Point to Hulk. There aren't many psychic heroes who could stand up to the Omega level Jean Grey, but I think Raven would put up a pretty good fight. Her demonic heritage boosts her abilities immensely to the point where it's not a total knockout. Sorry though, even though we can't adapt the Phoenix Saga into a good movie, apparently Jean Grey in the comics still wins this battle every time. Battle of the Speedsters, The Flash versus Quicksilver. This boils down to one simple question: who is faster? And although both could easily beat you and I in a foot race, The Flash just outpaces Quicksilver at every turn. The Speed Force is just too powerful, and Flash runs circles around Quicksilver. Point to The Flash. Thor and Wonder Woman are both the children of two Sky Father deities, so yeah, putting them up against each other makes sense. And I think it's actually a really good fight. Both are impossibly strong, and while Wonder Woman has access to some magic and mystical weapons, Thor's command of the storm and his hammer give him the edge. Point to Thor. Who's the best archer, Hawkeye or Green Arrow? Even though they have the same skill sets, their backstories are tremendously different, and I'm giving the edge to Hawkeye here. I think Green Arrow's arrows are a lot of fun with things like the boxing glove arrow or the electric arrow, but Hawkeye has just stepped up his game and his arrows are way more advanced. Point to Hawkeye. Okay, another Hank Pym entry. This time he's against Rami the Guardian. Both are loose cannons and scary scientists, so I thought it fit. Hank is known sometimes as Earth's scientist supreme, and Rami is the one that weaponized space magic to create the Green Lantern rings. Both are probably just unbearable to be around, but I'm giving the point to Rami. T'Challa is the king of Wakanda and Aquaman is the king of Atlantis. A battle of kings. In a one-on-one fight though, Black Panther can't match Aquaman's strength. Arthur is insanely strong and fast to the point where he could hold his own against the strongest Justice League members. And while T'Challa has the better tech upgrades, I'm giving the point to Aquaman. A match everyone wants to see is Iron Man versus Batman. Both are tech-based billionaires, and the two are often compared to each other due to their civilian identities. And while Batman is the world's greatest detective, and I think just a better strategist and fighter than Iron Man, you can't really beat the Iron Man tech. And I think in a fight, Batman would fall to Iron Man. Point to Tony Stark. Time for a magic battle. Doctor Strange versus Zatanna has the potential to break the universe. They are both insanely strong magic wielders, but both approach magic a little differently. I have always loved Zatanna's backwards spoken magic, but I think the Sorcerer Supreme would ultimately win the day. Zatanna has more innate potential within her, but Strange has studied to become the best in the universe. Who is the one hero who could give Superman a run for his money? Probably Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel is super strong, durable, protects the whole universe, and can absorb and rechannel energy, which gives her at least a fighting chance against the Man of Steel. Of course, at the end of the day, unless Captain Marvel knows about kryptonite, there's no way she's beating Superman. He's Superman for a reason. Any of these fights you disagree with? Any you want to see? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching CBR. See you next time.